Most buyers don't overpay because they're reckless. They overpay because they don't understand leverage. Today, I'm walking through this home here in Conroe, and instead of just talking about finishes, I'm going to show you exactly how I evaluate negotiation strategy before writing an offer so you don't overpay if you're planning to buy a house in 2026.
If we haven't met yet, I'm Allie Grodsky. I'm a local realtor here in Conroe and North Houston, and I help buyers build strategy before they ever sign a contract. If you're even thinking about buying in this area, please subscribe because this is the kind of stuff most people don't learn until they've already made a mistake. All right, let's walk. When I negotiate a home price, I'm not thinking about how much I love the house. I'm thinking about leverage, and leverage starts with context. Before I even analyze the kitchen or the layout, I want to know, how long has this house been on the market? Has there been a price reduction? What have similar homes in this neighborhood actually sold for in the last 3 to 6 months? Listing price is strategy, sold price is the actual reality. So if homes in this area and price range are going under contract in, let's say 45 days, that's a different negotiation environment than if this house has been sitting for 120 days or more, which is actually the case right now in many areas. Now, here's something important about days on market that buyers often misunderstand. So a house sitting for a while doesn't automatically mean it's overpriced. Sometimes it means the photos were bad. It could mean that the initial price was slightly high and maybe they had to do multiple price reductions. Maybe they had offers that fell through due to inspection reports. It could also just be reflecting a slowdown in buyer activity, either due to a holiday or the time of year. So what matters is how the property compares to others that actually have closed. Next, I divide everything I see into 2 categories: cosmetic and structural. Cosmetic issues are things like outdated paint colors, older light fixtures, maybe even builder grade finishes. These are relatively inexpensive to update. They don't justify dramatic price reductions. Structural or system-related issues are different. So roof and HVAC age and condition are really big things. Concerns with plumbing, drainage, and electrical. Foundation movement, which is a big thing here in the Houston area. Those all affect long-term cost and risk and are legitimate negotiation points that I often use to get my clients more cash at closing. Overpaying usually happens when buyers emotionally react to cosmetic upgrades and ignore long-term value. Now let me give you a real example. I recently worked with some buyers who were deciding between 2 homes in a similar price range. One was fully updated cosmetically, so it had new paint, flooring, modern lighting, fresh landscaping. The other one had dated finishes, but it had a newer roof and recently updated HVAC system. The updated one felt more exciting and looked like less maintenance on paper, but when we ran the numbers and looked at potential upcoming system replacements, the dated home was actually the stronger long-term financial play. So negotiation isn't just about today, it's about 5 years from now and then some. Let's talk about offer strategy comparison. So imagine this house that we're walking through right now is listed at $300,000. Strategy 1 is aggressive. We offer $275,000, hoping the seller meets us in the middle. Strategy 2 is strategic. We analyze comparable sales and determine that $292,000 is defensible based on recent closings. So instead of dropping dramatically on the price, we negotiate $8,000 in closing costs instead. Both are negotiations, but one is more emotional, the other is calculated. The aggressive offer might work if the home's been sitting for months with multiple price reductions, but if it's newly listed and aligned with the comps, that strategy may shut down the conversation. Smart negotiation adjusts to the context. Now let's talk about appraisal risk. Even if you're willing to pay over asking price, the bank may not agree. If the appraisal comes in low, let's say you offer $310,000 and it appraises at $295,000, you have 2 options. So number 1, you bring the extra $15,000 difference in cash, which most people don't want to do. Or number 2, you renegotiate the price down to the appraisal value, which doesn't always work with the seller. If neither of these comes through, your deal falls apart, unfortunately. So understanding that possibility before making an aggressive offer matters. The goal isn't to win, the goal is to protect your financial position. Now, when it comes to new builds versus resale negotiation, Conroe has a mix of both, so this is important. With resale homes, negotiation centers around comparables, condition, and seller motivation. With new construction, builders rarely drop the base price that dramatically. Instead, you're normally negotiating incentives such as closing cost contributions, rate buydowns, or upgrades. So if you're comparing resale to near
Negotiation
construction,
isn't about being aggressive. It's about being strategic.
Understanding what game you're playing
If you're
is
looking
critical.
anywhere in Conroe or
Negotiation
North
in today's
Houston
market
and want
isn't
help
about
building a
throwing low
smart
offers
offer
at
strategy
everything. It's
before
about
you
reading
submit
each
one,
property
reach out.
individually
That's
and
exactly what I
responding to
help
data,
buyers do every day.
condition,
And if
timing,
this was
and
helpful,
risk.
make sure you're
The buyers who
subscribed. I
understand
break
that
down
are the
real
ones who buy
examples like
smart
this
without
every week.
overpaying.